Before we get onto ECB policy, I want to ask you something about this Macron-Merkel Euro plan that was released. So there's a joint position on the ESM, the fact that it needs to act as a backstop and take a bigger role. The two sides agree to set up a Eurozone budget. What did you want to see in it that was not in it?
Well, look, I think the first thing is it's a positive that there has been a decision to move forward. There is some agreement between France and Germany, at least at the leadership level. So I think that's the positive. But of course, the backstop as it is still not very clearly defined. It is limited in size. So it's limited to the size of the Single Resolution Fund. So that's 55-60 billion. So we effectively just double the size of the fund. Moreover, the governance, how decisions are being taken, is still quite unclear, but most likely it's going to be a decision, unanimous decision by the ESM, so in other words, by all member states of the Eurozone, which makes it very difficult to activate it during the weekend. Deposit insurance is basically postponed to almost infinity, I would say. So basically the banking union package of the Meseburg deal of yesterday is, to my mind, very weak.
OK, what do you make of what the ECB can actually do and what it can't do? Again, you see this Franco-German axis, but you also have the populists in Italy, and it seems that we could go back to a possible crisis like the Greek one. Is this, too scaremongering, or is this a real possibility?
Yeah, look, I think the real issue is that the ammunition for combating the next crisis is much more limited. The ECB has done a lot to help stabilize the system. It's rightly now ending its QE program, which I think was necessary and was justified. But, then the question is, if there is the next big thing happening, what kind of instruments do we have? Of course, there's always the ECB, and the ECB can do more if necessary. But on the fiscal side, there's basically no real progress. Meseburg yesterday came up with a little bit of progress, some talk of a Eurozone budget, but it sounds very small. Perhaps the most significant point of this Eurozone budget that was decided yesterday in Meseburg is that there is supposed to be some form of a tax, a Eurozone tax, which directly is paid into this budget. That is a sort of a change, but things will be very small. And, if in the next 2-3 years we have a major accident, we essentially still will have to rely on national public finance, national budgets, and the ECB going really to the limit of what it can do.
Guntram, we're really running out of time. In 20 seconds, what is the number one thing that economists are getting wrong at the moment?
What economists are getting wrong? Well, I think we don't really understand why productivity growth is so low, and we need to push productivity growth and find the right way of increasing productivity throughout the Eurozone and in the world.